Hello and welcome to another edition of What Is It About? This time I'm looking at the Telly versus Strat argument. What is about the Telly versus the Strat? Now, there's loads and loads of videos on YouTube of the Telly versus the Strat. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. But I would like to put my kind of take on it because I'm curious to know, really. Are these videos about the fact that these guitars are quite similar, or the fact that they're rather different? You know, nobody really talks about that so much. And also, I like to look at these guitars not just in the context of noodling at home or a guitar shop or whatever. Excuse me. But you know, in the sort of live situation, recording situations, etc. as well. So I'm going to start with the Telly. Now, I don't have a Fender Telly, but I've got this Suhr Telly, and it's spec'd as identical as you could want. The headstock's really the only thing that's kind of different from the original Telly design. I've done histories of the Telly and other Telly videos on this channel, so I don't go too much into that. I like to say that the Telly is basically the first mass-produced electric guitar. And for that reason, Leo Fender designed it to be quite a simple guitar to make and produce en masse at an affordable kind of price, really. And to me, to this day, that's what the Telly's strength is. It's the simplicity of the guitar. So you've got the slab body. It's just a slab of alder here. I think the doggy's coming up. You coming up, doggy? Come on, mate. Yeah, he's coming up. Yeah. Come on. Sorry about this. He's going to come, I think, eventually. Come on, Baz. Where are you, fella? Anyway, this is all part of making videos. Where was I? Oh, yes, mass-produced. Yeah, this is just a slab of alder in this case. I mean, some Tellys have been swamp ash and ash whatever, you know, that kind of thing. But most Tellys really are just an older body and a kind of maple net. Some have got the rosewood fingerboard. This harks back more to the early Tellys, 50s Tellys. This one's got quite a big neck on it. You've got the simplicity in the volume and the tone, three-way selector, so bridge, neck, and in the middle it's the two together. Oh, the doggy's here now. You may have just come into frame. You all right, matey? Yes, you feel free. Get yourself on film, fella. And you've just got two single coil pickups there. One of the joys of the Telly for me is the bridge pickup. It's wound a lot hotter than on a Stratocaster, and it easily will take you into rock territory, really. Yeah. I know Telly's got a name for itself, a kind of country twang sort of sound, your Nashville sound, but you know, you can crank an amp with one of these things quite nicely, quite juicily, and it'll do nice solo work as well. Of course, the thing that's unique about this guitar, it's totally different from any other guitar, is this kind of ashtray bridge here. This has got the three brass saddles on it, and that for me is that's the proper Telly sound when you've got that on there like that. So yes, what do we think about the Telly versus the Strat? Well, I love the Telly's simplicity. I think it's the ultimate kind of workhorse guitar, really, the Telly. It covers a lot of ground. I mean, you want one guitar to cover as much ground as possible. You know, you're probably battling out between this and the 335, in my opinion, the Gibson 335. They're both solid guitars. I'll go at anything. So let's get some kind of sounds. Let's hear the Telly in the middle position. And I'll just play something quiet here. I'm going into Dan Coggin's Cogmeister pedal, his latest creation. It's a wonderful thing, and I'm just going to use the solo boost as it's kind of like a voxy kind of sound. Yeah, that's I love that in between sound on the Telly. Kind of gets into Gretsch territory. Very useful. Right, so I'm going to go onto the bridge now and just demonstrate for me. Yeah, I totally appreciate what a lot of people use the Telly for, but it really can go into rock territory. So Cogmeister again, and a bit of protein, Browne Protein. Nothing wrong with that. That gives it a real kind of raucous tone. So let's just have a little look, see what I've got in the songs here. That's not the song I wanted to play. Apologies. I'm mucking around here and arsing around because I don't really know what I'm doing. Oh, I know the one. Apologies, people. I'm going and getting there in the end. You can see this is well scripted and rehearsed, can't you? I can't find it. Blah, 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 blah. I've got you now. Alright, I'm on the neck. Pick up. You get the idea there. So it's just 3 sounds out of the Telly, showing how versatile it is. I've just been doing a song for somebody. Should be going up. I just want to show what that bridge pickup sounds like. Got the silo on the push side of Cogmeister on now. So let's have a listen to it with those two on together. Give kind of an idea what the bridge can sound like when it's not in metal mode, but it's kind of in crunch mode. Right, I don't want to get done by the copyright police for that, so that's enough of that, but it gives you an idea. So, yeah. Solo wise, can do all that malarkey too. So let's move on to the Strat. I'll flick the amp into standby. And when we're looking at the Strat came along later than Telly, obviously. So it was Leo Fender's second mass-produced design. I mean, there's been various versions of the Telecaster, but like this single pickup Squire, but we're talking about the Telecaster here today. And, the first Strat, I believe, was 1954. the maple neck ones, you know, if you've ever seen a guy called Buddy Holly there, he had a few hits in the 50s, like quite a few hits, very big in the day. He had a sunburst maple necker, like, so the kind of iconic 54 Strat, really. You see them come up on YouTube and on shows like Norman's Rare Guitars occasionally as well. The 54, and it was later on in that decade when they added the rosewood board to it. But this is another Suhr. Again, this is exactly the same as a Strat, apart from the headstock, really. This one has a 5-way selector. Now the original Strats only had 3-way. If you wanted that out of phase sound, and my first guitar was a Strat copy that just had the 3-way Strat selector, you had to wedge it. You see, you had to wedge it in between like that, really. Which this does it for you, 5-way selector. This has also got one of the best modern adaptations you can have for the Strat, in that the bridge pickup, which is always a bit glassy when it's open, is actually wired to the bottom tone knob, so you can back it off a bit, and that is a massive improvement for me. If you're considering buying a Strat, you know, you can get vintage spec ones and all sorts, but you know, just consider whether you want the 5-way switch and the bridge connected to the bottom tone, because to me, I'd say they're two essential things for the Strat. You know, it really increases the versatility of this guitar. So yeah, now also Leah Fender's second design. We've got 3 pickups now, and we've got this wiggle strip. Now this isn't a Fender bridge, it's a go-to 510, but it's a trem. And you know, it opened up a lot of doors for players, and you look at guys like Hank Marvin, all the hits he had. I mean, he was using the whammy there to amazing effect, you know, in those instrumentals. There's so many big hits there. The whammy kind of, you know, it takes the Strat to another level direction, in my opinion. But, and it's a big but, and I must remember to switch the amp down, the tuning problems you can have there, and setup issues can negate that a little bit. You need to have a good setup on a Strat if it's going to stay in tune with the wiggle bar. Some people just put a block of wood in the back of the trem and have it flat, so they don't have to worry about that, because when you bend the string and you've got the trem lifted from the body, it can cause a few kind of tuning issues with your bending and that. But I actually like having a little bit of lift there. I like the sound of the springs on the back of the tremolo, actually giving the guitar a bit of air, if that makes any sense. So we've got bridge pickup, middle pickup, and neck pickup, and most people will probably know all this stuff, but we'll go through it in case you don't. Now you've got what I call the second position, which is the bridge and the middle, and I'll just give you a little go at that. So we'll do the bridge. This is quite a healthy output Suhr pickup in this. There's quite a lot of juice in it. That's one of the reasons I like this guitar. So that's the bridge, second position. Middle, never use the middle. Eric Clapton used it apparently, but I can't think I've ever used it on a song, ever, live or recording. I just don't like the sound of it. The middle pickup, to me, I always jokingly say the middle pickup's there so you can have the out of phase sounds, the bridge and neck pickups. So this position 4, which I now these days refer to as the Cory Wong position, because he actually tapes his pickup into the 4th position, as he calls it. So he gaffer tapes it in there so it can't move. So he's doing his That's not Cory Wong. You get the idea. I can't play what Cory Wong is. He's a genius rhythm guitar player, but you get the idea. And the neck pickup, which if the bridge pickup's the iconic pickup on the Telly, the neck pickup's the iconic pickup on the Strat, really. So there's a lot of guitar players out there that play a Strat and they never use any of the 4 positions. They're on the neck all the time. I find this a little strange. I think there's some really good sounds in the Strat, and I think the bridge pickup. I mean, look at Simon Neil in Biffy Clearo. He goes for a metal zone. You know, he actually plays for a metal zone, alter a buzz or distortion on his bridge pickup, glassy sound and all that. You know, to get what he gets out of Biffy. I'm okay, he's detuned a lot, but you know, he uses that bridge pickup a lot, and I just think. I love the bridge pickup on the Strat if you can like I said, dial it out with that tone knob. The tone knob is connected to it. Where am I now? I'll tell you where I'm going to go now. We'll go and have a little look there. So I'm going to do that crunchy sound again, like I did on the Telly. So yeah, Jeff Lynne Police, please forgive me. But it's a good example of what a crunchy sound on that particular. So I'm going to now look at the louder, heavier side of things. People like that neck pickup so yeah, that was the Cogmeister again. I'm using the same effects the same way around as I did with the Telly. So that's it. It's amazing. Again, a bridge pickup, it will do a gainy sound, but it just hasn't quite got the depth, the solidity of the Telly, in my opinion. But I think the neck pickup is superior to the one in the Telly. You know, that's how it goes, isn't it? We'll go on the neck and we'll have a little look at if I can just find that song again, which I should be able to do. We'll get on the neck here and we'll have a little look at some kind of funky tones. but again, I'd say if the bridge on the Telly has got some more depth and personality to it, I think the neck on the Strat has got more personality to it than the neck on the Telly, if that makes any sense. So let's have a little look. Finally, we'll play some quiet stuff, maybe in the out of face position. I don't generally use the Corriwong fourth position much personally. If I'm playing out that's the Mad Professor Deep Blue delay on now. Highly recommended simple delay pedal. It's a digital one, but it'll play in front of crunchy amps. You don't have to put this in the loop. If you've got a Marshall amp, say, no effects loop, and you just want to stick a bit of delay in front of it, that's my recommendation. If that's what you want, you know, just for the odd bit of solo in here or there or effects. Deep Blue delay, my Mad Professor, highly recommend it. But it's not overly expensive for a digital delay either. So here we go. I'll start that again. Apologies, error. This is all live. So really, same tunes on both guitar. I'm going to play that again on the neck because that's where we'll play it. And we'll put the delay llama on, which is I think one of the best analog pedals ever made by jam pedals. And let's put a bit of phaser on it. So there you go. This track I'm playing to, it's from a track I've written for the next project, the next baked potato project, and it's that track's called Sailing Off the Edge of the World. If you were wondering, probably not. It matters not. Anyway, let's have a little thinking and have a little conclusion. I always like to try and have a conclusion. I'm not a fan of videos like this when people switch the amp and stuff. They don't actually come to any conclusion or have an opinion. I mean, I don't see the point in that really. So, where are we at now with it? The Telly for me, it's the ultimate workhorse guitar. It's a guitar not for all seasons. It won't do everything. It won't do thrashy death metal, hardcore, anything like that. But certainly, anything up to like classic rock or early metal, it'll cope with it. And it'll cope with funk. It'll cope with alternative music, indie music, punk. it is a cracking funk guitar, isn't it? Cracking blues guitar. And that neck pickup, if you've got a decent neck pickup, it'll do jazz. So it really is the consummate all-rounder, isn't it, really? It's not a lot to say. I think if I'm writing songs, writing tunes, I'm always this is the guitar I'm always the most comfortable on. If I'm gonna sit for long hours, you know, sweating through trying to write a song, this is the guitar I'll go to, like, you know, because it'll do a little bit of everything as well. For that, I love it. It's also a brilliant recording guitar. So for a studio guitar, it's absolute. I'd say Telly's it's almost essential, a Telly, for a recording situation. It's such a good bedding guitar, if that makes any sense. You know, you want to put a rhythm track down, just nail your first rhythm track down. The Telly's awesome at that. It just gets in it. It just sits in a mix nicely, but it brings a lot of dynamics to it as well. I love it in the studio scenario. Brilliant. Live with the Telly. My only sort of bugbear about playing the Telly live really is the kind of there's no contour. I mean, this has been rounded off by Suhr to an acceptable-ish degree, but you do find that your right elbow's leaning on this part here, and it can get a little bit sore. You're doing two 1 hour sets, it could get a little bit sore in there after a bit, but you know, it's a minor quibble, to be honest. You do get used to it. They're also nice, you know. This one's, no, it's a reasonable weight. I'd say it's a medium weight one. They're not the heaviest of guitars either. So, yeah. It really is an all-round. What can I say more than that? You know, for the bedroom player, I don't mean that patronisingly, but for somebody who likes to just relax at home playing guitar, again, Telly's awesome. It's lovely in that seated position to play. Very comfortable. Like I say, I can do long hours of songwriting on it, and it's a very comfortable guitar for that experience. Yeah, all in all, there's a reason that Telly has endured since 1950. The simplicity of it, and it'll just, whether you like it or not, it'll have a go at anything. It's brilliant. Which brings you on to the Strat. I'm going to put the Telly down a minute. The Strat. Now, I've always said, if you were to ask a child at school, say, you know, to draw the shape of an electric guitar, they'd come up with something similar to this. I think they'd come up with a shape not too dissimilar to this. And I think, you know, straight off the bat there, Leo Fender, he got the iconic shape of an electric guitar right first go. And it's curvy. It's kind of sensuous guitar, I think. The Strat is a very sensuous guitar. I think of all the guitars in production, and I know I'm going to probably get people to say, yeah, you're talking out your bottom, but I'm going to say it anyway. Of all the guitars in production, I think the Strat is the one that brings out the player's personality the most. That's the way the single coils are, the trem, you know, your pickup selectors, and I just think this is a guitar that, of all of them, it'll bring out the player's personality the most. I think it's the most comfortable guitar to play of any I've played, any type or style. That contour there, it makes it massive, so much better than the Telly, really. For long periods of playing live, when you stood up and you're in that position. I like the Strat because of basically its creature comforts. If you just want to take one guitar out there and you just, you know, you could be hanging around for ages, hours, and that, whether it's a rehearsal or whatever, a gig, or in a studio situation, this is one of its strengths. It's so comfortable to play. Whether it's easy to play is another matter. I think the Achilles heel will always be the trem on the Strat. You can get hardtail ones, like, but it's not just Strat so much for me. Then, if you get a Strat and you can get it set up right, whether you do it yourself or take it to a person to do, when you get one that's set up right for you, then absolutely brilliant. The wonderful guitars to play. The shape, to me, you know, it's just a sexy guitar to pick up and play, isn't it, the Strat? You can see it's a leap forward from the Telecaster and what he was trying to do, really. I suppose I'm going to have to make a decision between the two, really. I think if I'm in the studio, if I'm recording or I'm songwriting, the Telly for me every time, like Telly. I think in a live situation, if it's a Strat that's set up right, properly, it stays in tune, I'd go for the Strat. I just love the looks of it. I just love the comfort of it, and you know, you've got the old wiggle stick here. You can do a few things with that as well, like. And don't be afraid to use that bridge pickup and get in some rock sounds, as we heard earlier with it. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Strat versus Telly. The cop-out, obviously, before I finish this vid, would be to get one of each, but I live in the real world and realise that for most people is just not at all possible. But are they different? Yeah, they're different animals, they're different beasts. They share some of the same DNA for obvious reasons. You know, the single coil pickups and, yeah, maybe the sort of radius of the neck here and things like that. But they share some DNA. But rather than being brother and sister or whatever, brother and brother, sister and sister, I think they're more like cousins, aren't they? They're more cousins, really. So yeah. Get one of each if you can afford it. If not, you've just got to make your mind up, really. Try them out. Try before you buy and all that. It's strange how some people are Telly players and some people are Strat players, and never the twain shall meet, as they say. But I actually might be one of those rare beasts that I just like them both. Use them for slightly different situations. So it just remains for me to say thanks for watching this rather longer video. Stay well, keep well, and I'll catch you all later, guys. Bye.